Well, let's do one thing. Berger Paints is now on our radar. Oil prices have been on the surge. Brent crude is nearing $90 a barrel. Also, as I said, the weak monsoon situation could be a factor which can impact demand. Abhijit Roy, the MD and CEO of the company, joins us now to discuss how the demand picture is shaping up. What are the growth expectations? Abhijit, thanks a lot for being with us. You know, the same question to you. I mean, is the weakness in monsoon in the month of August, is it a deterrent for demand, or do you think demand has now become monsoon agnostic? And what are your thoughts on how things could shape up from here?
So in paint, monsoon does impact. It's the other way around, like in the sense that if it rains very heavily, then there is a problem because, the exterior painting cannot happen at that point of time. So July got impacted a little bit because of that. August was a bit of an improvement from July. Looking forward to September. This time, the Diwali is late, so the season picks up slightly late in this type of situation. So we are hoping that September will be much better.
All right. Hi, sir. Good morning. Give us a few numbers then. In the first quarter, your volume growth was around 13.5%. What's the outlook for the year? And also margins were, in the high teens. What's the broad range we should be looking at? Keeping in mind there is good demand. Keeping in mind also input costs have gone up a little bit.
So we are expecting, as I have mentioned earlier, that we'll end up with a double-digit growth by the end of the year. Second quarter will be slightly softer. Third quarter will be much more robust, and fourth quarter will be sort of moderate. So we will possibly be ending with a double-digit growth, both in volume and value terms. As far as the margin is concerned, I think margin had improved, as you would have seen in the first quarter. We are expecting it to be retained at those levels in second quarter because the prices keep fluctuating, a little bit. But overall, as of now, the raw material prices are fairly okay.
Just to Mr. Roy, morning, to come back to the point that you made earlier about rains, get that, right? It's the opposite. I mean, lower rains basically means, painting and go on. But, August was pretty bad, very bad. September, the forecast is not too good. What percentage of your kind of, sales are dependent on this cycle? I mean, loosely the agricultural kind of cycle, agricultural income in that sense. And what will happen if September also turns out to be poor?
So it is a significant portion, so it's not as if, we do need the rains, the agri income needs to go up. However, it is not so intensely dependent on it, but it is important that, the rain does happen and at the time which is in August and September, because if the season is bad, as far as the agri income is concerned, it will go down. That will impact in the future.
What percentage of your sales are dependent on this, loosely, ballpark? You said significant, but...
It is, but we haven't calculated it in that way, but it will be having an impact. Whenever we have seen that this happens, it tends to slow down in the rural areas a little bit. However, the urban and the second-tier towns, they continue. So that is why I said the impact is significant, but not as if it's debilitating or it will result in a significant, a very, very significant impact, but it will have an impact.
Okay. Two questions. One on market share. Currently, your market share is, I think, 20% plus, a little over 20%. Where do you plan to take that by the end of the year, or maybe by the end of 2 years if you have a longer term, target? And second, margins overall, do you think it could be lower for the industry structurally because of all the competition that is coming through? So on market share and on margins.
So, to answer, Sonia, the first question, the market share, we had clocked the highest, last quarter, and we hope that, that will be retained in the second quarter as well. And going forward, we expect that, we will be somewhere around this mark for the year. We expect that, incremental increases do happen, and we have been increasing our market share over the years. For the last, I would say 6-7 years, incrementally 0.3, 0.4, 0.5%, we have been increasing, and we have crossed the 20% mark. Now, coming to your question, which is the second part of it, is the margin, what will happen to it? I think the intensification of the competition is not visible as of now, in the immediate future. Till quarter 3, of course, there's nothing much happening. It's only in Q4 that some trials possibly might happen. The other companies are already there, and we are in the game, and in spite of that, we have been growing reasonably well. So I don't see this year being impacted in any significant way. We will have to see what happens next year.
Okay, all right. We will end the conversation on that note. We've run out of time, not out of questions, but we'll hope to chat with you at length later on. Thanks a lot for joining in. That's Berger Paints talking about the impact that the deficient monsoons could have on demand and the way forward for the business. Let's